Afghanistan cricket has been on an absolute tear recently, defeating teams like Australia and New Zealand on their way to a fairy tale run to the World Cup semi-finals in this year's T20 World Cup. And their recent 2-1 crushing of South Africa means that India is the only team that they are yet to beat in international cricket. Not just in T20 cricket where the Afghanistan have experienced a surge in success, as they had a very successful ODI World Cup, qualifying 6th and qualifying for the Champions Trophy, which will happen next year. But where has this sudden rise in success came from? And what are the origins of how they managed to get there? But before we get into the video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. We're trying to hit 100 subs by the end of the year and we are really close, we're only 7 subs away. For starters, Afghanistan's bowling attack is really balanced. We've always known Afghanistan for having spin bowling superstars such as Rashid Khan or Mujibur Rahman. However, in recent times they've added more variation to their bowling attack, with the addition of the left arm leg spinner Noor Ahmad and the left arm finger spinner in Karoti. And when paired with Rashid and Mujib, their spin bowling attack is as deadly as it gets. But unlike Afghanistan's first few years in international cricket, they are no longer reliant just on spinners. In recent times, they've added the left arm pace of Fazl Haq Farooqi, who was the leading wicket taker in this year's World Cup, along with Naveen ul Haq, who features in T20 competitions all around the world. And when you pair these guys with the pace bowling all-rounders Azmatullah Omarzai and Gulbuddin Naib, this is a very formidable bowling attack. And because of how good this bowling attack is, Afghanistan's batters can play a more conservative approach up front. We all know that the modern T20 approach is to go big or go home in the power play. Teams feel that with only 2 fielders outside the inner circle and a brand new hard ball, they can capitalise on the first 6 overs of the game. And there was no greater example of this than this year's IPL, where the teams that employed this strategy were generally the teams that went the furthest in the tournament. However, Afghanistan employed a different strategy in the T20 World Cup. Afghanistan knew that their batting lineup was nowhere near as good as their bowling lineup. However, they did have one thing, a very reliable opening pair in Ramanullah Gurbaz and Ibrahim Zadran. So Afghanistan's tactic for the entire tournament was to lay a platform and bat to about 10 overs, where in the 11th to 12th over they would really put the foot down. It also allowed their middle order to come to the crease with absolute freedom and just slog from ball 1. And this tactic proved to be extremely successful, with Ramanullah Gurbaz finishing as the leading run scorer in the tournament and Ibrahim Zadran finishing as the 5th. And perhaps more importantly, their bowling attack managed to defend the total they set all but once. Boy. Afghanistan's always been a pretty young side, with a bunch of teenage prodigies in their team. However, in the last couple of years, I think they've gotten the balance between experience and youth absolutely perfect. Afghanistan's side is still filled with all those experienced heads, such as Mohammad Nabi, and the former skipper Gulbuddin Naib. And of course, how can we forget their charismatic skipper Rashid Khan. But Afghanistan's side is still really young, with 12 of the 15 players actually being under the age of 26. Rashid Khan features on both lists. But that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. And as I mentioned earlier, we are 7 subs away from reaching 100. And we need your help to get there.